Hi everyone, it's Anna from TechHut, and today I'm going to be showing you my full desk setup tour for mid-2017.
Listen all you New Yorkers.
Since last year my setup has changed a lot, and if you would like to see how I turn my setup from this to this, I have actually made a video series on my channel all about how I transform my setup. So if you're interested, I will link a playlist of those videos in the description. So starting off with the desk itself, this desk is the IKEA Mom in white. It's 140 centimeters in length and 65 centimeters in width, so there's plenty of room for all of my tech. And there are two things I really like about this desk. The first is the built-in cable management shelf underneath the desk, and I'll talk more about my cable management at the end of this video. But the other pretty obvious reason I like this desk is the storage unit. It's got one drawer at the top, and in here I keep my headphones of choice, which are the Sony MDR ZX310 on-ear headphones in white. They're pretty basic, but I like them and they do the job. Underneath my headphones I keep two notebooks, one for this channel TechHut and one for my second channel TechHut Vlogs. And in them I write video ideas down, video scripts and basically anything else to do with my two channels. To the right of the notebooks I have three little plastic containers. As you can see I have labelled them. One is for SIM cards, the other is for SD cards and the last one is for all of my USB sticks. And this is just my little way of keeping them all organised and close to hand. Also in the drawer I have got my Nintendo 2DS in black and blue and a few games next to it. Pilotwings Resort, Super Mario 3D Land, Mario Kart 7 and Animal Crossing New Leaf. I used to have a few more games, but to be honest these days I hardly ever use my 2DS. So that's everything in the drawer, and moving on to the cupboard part. In here on the top shelf I have an Optimum 6-port USB hub, and I keep this shelf as a charging station for the majority of my tech. I often use it to charge my Anker 13,000 mAh power bank and my Pebble Time smartwatch. Moving on to the bottom shelf I have my Nintendo Wii console. Yes, I do still have a Nintendo Wii, and to be honest it's not even plugged in at the moment, because just like the 2DS I hardly ever use it. And at some point I will probably get rid of this console. Next to it I also have some Wii games, two black Wii remotes, a nunchuck, and at the back I have all of the cables for the Wii, along with two Wii wheels for playing Mario Kart. So that's everything inside the storage unit, and for anyone that's interested, the desk chair I use is a very basic IKEA Snil chair in white. So now it's time to take a look at the actual stuff on the top of the desk. Starting off with my speakers, the speakers I use are the Logitech Z120 USB speakers. I like these speakers because they match the black, silver and white colour theme that I'm trying to go with my setup, and although I'm no audiophile, they sound pretty decent in my opinion. In between these speakers I have my monitor. It's a 23-inch IPS AOC monitor, and in my last setup tour video I actually got it wrong and called it a 27-inch monitor. I love this monitor as it's full HD, and because it's IPS it means that it's got pretty accurate colours, which means it works well for video and photo editing. As you can see I have this monitor sitting on a Moco aluminium monitorizer stand, and not only does this monitor stand raise the monitor up, but it also adds some extra storage space on my desk. Because underneath it I have an Anker 4-port USB 3.0 hub and my computer, which is a late 2014 Mac Mini, and I'll put the specs of it on screen now. I mainly use this computer for video editing, and although it's a few years old, I still really like it. Moving on to my keyboard and mouse, I'm currently using the Mechanical Eagle Z88 keyboard in black, which I won in a giveaway. And although I've only had this keyboard for a couple of months, so far I love it. It has a few different colours of the LEDs, and I tend to keep the LEDs set to yellow, so it almost matches the wallpaper on my computers. Next to my keyboard I have my mouse of choice. This mouse is also pretty new, and it's practically a copy of the Logitech MX Performance mouse, but instead it's called the Polaroid Multitask mouse, and it's a lot cheaper. In my opinion, for the price it's a decent mouse, and I'm so impressed with it that I actually made a separate video all about it, so I'll put a card on screen now if you'd like to know more about this mouse. Underneath the mouse I have an aluminium mouse mat, which is really just for aesthetics as it matches with the rest of my setup. To the right hand side I have my Blue Snowball Ice microphone, which is the microphone I use for all of my videos, and I'm using it right now to record this voiceover. And the microphone is on a multi-wear microphone boom arm in white. I find having my mic on a boom arm really handy, as whenever I need to use it I can just pull it down into position. And finally, the last item on top of my desk is probably the newest addition to my setup, my 2015/2016 13-inch MacBook Air. I use this MacBook for on-the-go video editing, watching YouTube videos, and lately I've been watching a lot of Netflix on it. So that's pretty much everything on top of the desk, and moving on to underneath the desk. As I mentioned earlier, this desk has a shelf for cables, and in there I not only have all of my cables, but I also have an LED light strip from IKEA. As for cable management, I've tried my best, but a few cables are still visible. Behind the monitor I have a Google Chromecast plugged in for watching YouTube videos, and I have zip tied all of the cables together. And the majority of the cables run off through the slot into the cable shelf. I have also got cable drops running along the back of the desk with the cables for the speakers, and a cable drop on top of the desk which holds my MacBook charger. Then looking underneath the desk, the majority of cables are bundled in a black cable sleeve, and then nearly everything gets plugged into a 6-socket extension lead hidden in the shelf. I've also zip tied the cable from the Blue Ice microphone, and that then also runs into the shelf. And finally, the last part of my cable management is the storage drawer. As I said at the start of the video, inside the cupboard I have a USB hub, which means I need to run power into the cupboard. So I actually drilled 2 big holes through the cupboard so I could feed the USB hub power cable through and the power cable for the Wii if I ever decide to use it. And from the holes I then have the cable for the USB hub and the extension lead plugged into the wall socket. And I also have zip tied those 2 cables together. Overall, I'm pretty happy with the cable management, as it means that you can pull the desk out and all of the cables stay together. So that's pretty much everything for my setup. I do also have a New York City canvas above my monitor, which I have tried to match my computer desktop backgrounds to, and at night I usually turn all of the LEDs in my room to yellow to match the New York taxis on the canvas. I will put the links to all of the products mentioned in this video in the description down below, and please comment TechCut so I know you watched all the way until the end of this video. So thank you for watching this video, please give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and subscribe if you would like to see more content like this.